This is what happens when these facilities are government controlled with long multi-year contracts. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Well, it's communism for sure. But it's not what kills me about, because I've spent, so many years really reflecting on it from all angles. Because it's not just, corruption. It's not just, it's stealing money, it's corruption. But to do what these healthcare execs do, to stand by and know that they're putting people in danger, that they're not serving patients, and to do it over and over again for decades, that that's a personality disorder, one that lacks empathy, one that lacks a conscience. That's what's disturbing about it. I mean, would it be fixed if the government wasn't involved? No, because the people that run UHS at the top, they don't have a conscience. Because anybody at this point that has a conscience doesn't stay and keep doing that to people. I think they think that, no, we have a conscience, we just remove ourselves. No, I've watched this for years. So these are a special group of CEOs that they get into these hospitals. And of course, they go out of their way to destroy teamwork. And when you don't have staff, you don't have a team. They've completely just gutted the therapeutic value altogether. And every expert that they bring forward that's going to fix it or be oversight is just bullshit. The only people that can fix it are the people that actually care and the people that keep fighting in it. But eventually people move on, UHS currently, the one in Milwaukee, they have no staff. It's one thing to be a sociopath and you're the CEO of some retail store, Nordstrom's, okay? Yeah, you're not going to be doing a whole lot of damage to anybody. But when it is psychopaths that are running healthcare, well, they run it into the ground, which is what they've done in the 13 years that I've been a nurse. So I don't even think, even if you removed the government completely from it, they would still be who they are. They're a special breed. It's not like they're going to suddenly gain a conscience. Because somebody that has a conscience wouldn't be able to keep doing what they do. Children getting attacked, children getting raped. They set these conditions up to take place. And then they want to blame staff, but then they hire these staff. A lot of these, I would say too, especially in the nursing home, they're likely illegal immigrants, foreigners who don't care about America. I'm not going after foreigners, don't get me wrong here. But legal foreigners, they've come with the interest to assimilate. Many of these illegals don't, and the nursing homes most especially have had all these problems, and they've even gotten rid of nurses in the nursing home. It's horrible system. The people that most need care, the elderly and of course those with mental illness or the vulnerable kids in the state system, it's psychopaths running it. At every level. So I think even if you removed the government, it wouldn't be a problem that's fixed, because you're not going to change. You're not going to suddenly instill a conscience in those people. If they had one, they would have not been able to do what they've done. They don't care who they hurt. They don't, and there's so many of them. Like this idea that only 3% of the population are sociopaths. Yeah, no, there's way more than that. Maybe more in the narcissistic. I think there's more than that, because I've seen them. Like stuff that I've sat back and thought, could I do that? Could I do that for the right paycheck? Could I do that if I was afraid of it? And I thought of every scenario, and it's like, no, there's just some things, no matter what, I wouldn't be able to do and live with myself. They have no problem doing it. And most people write it off to they're just, greedy CEOs. No, they're sociopaths. They are. It's healthcare is not what it used to be. And obviously, because, really before the Clintons, I would say, but even during their time, they hadn't effed up healthcare too much, but they came in and started their socialized medicine shit. And it's just been this slow decline ever since. And now there's nothing that can hurt them. Like you have to have a government that will come in and arrest these people because they're a danger to society, and nobody's going to do that. They're not. So, until people want to go and arrest them and prosecute them or take them off the street and put them, I don't care how many billions of dollars they have, if they're a danger to society, then they should be in an asylum. Yeah, this is why Trump's bringing asylums back. Milwaukee made a 10-year deal, the former governor did, to sell the Milwaukee County Mental Health Hospital that ran much better, because I've worked with many of the people that worked at that hospital, because they came over to UHS's, because they closed that one. And yet that was better. It was safer. They could admit more patients. These communists, what they're trying to do is just, they want to destroy America. They want to destroy America at every level. So reading this lawsuit against United Health Services, it talks about there's been a historical systemic abuse problem. So I talked recently about how the very racist themselves, like the universities, because they were part of the British Crown once, because there was like 8 universities here, Yale, Harvard, William and Mary, and several that were under the British Crown before we became America. And those people's loyalties still were to the crown. So, of course, they would want to stain our freedoms by being racist. That's literally what they did. That's why the universities have been racist. That's why they've been, so horrible to Jews. It's because they don't care if it can then be tied to America's history. No, it's tied to those communists. But true blue Americans aren't about all that. So you can't, but that's what their goal's been. So that's what healthcare's wanted to do. It's not just about wanting to hurt people. It's about wanting to take joy away. It's about wanting to make people afraid. It's about wanting to just stain and urinate and defecate all over America. That's what they all do. That's what communists do. That's how much they hate America. And we need to start calling them out for what they are. These healthcare CEOs, yes, of course they would be sociopaths. They all tied on to this globalist agenda, this communist agenda, same thing. Okay, they've all been stealing money with the state, with the federal level, with CDC and H8, all of this. They've all been getting kickbacks. While, at our expense. And they do not represent America. They've never wanted to be a representation of America. So that's who we have to get out. We have to, at some point, have strong attorneys, strong judges, strong politicians, and strong police and law enforcement that will go in and arrest these people or put them in an asylum because they're a danger to others. That's what has to happen. They have a long track record of it. Not everybody could do what they do. Only communists could.